I feel the cold that pierces your soul tonight, the weight of unanswered questions, the silent anguish that tightens your chest when the world around you seems not to understand your struggle. I prepared this urgent encounter, not by chance, but because I heard the muffled groan of your spirit. You felt you needed to hear an urgent warning today, a warning sent directly to your heart, because something profound and transformative is about to happen on your journey. But what to do when your strength seems to have run out and uncertainty takes over your thoughts? I am the Lord who does not sleep, the one who promises to be your refuge and fortress, your ever-present help in trouble, as it is written in the Holy Scriptures. Today, I will lead you on a path of light and show you the steps on how your exhaustion will be transformed into victory. If this word of mine already begins to warm your heart and bring peace, share it with me in this space of communion. Tell me in the comments what your name is, what country, state, and city your soul connects with me from now, and what time it is where you are. May your heart overflow with sincerity and, like a tight embrace of a child finding their father, write in the comments, "Lord my God, I am here. I subscribed because I love you and want to hear you. Open your life to me. Join this beloved flock. Mark your presence with your like, subscribe, and activate the sacred bell so you don't miss my calls. Stay with me until the end, for I will give a very clear answer to your spirit. A powerful phrase will be whispered to your heart at the exact moment, and whoever writes it will receive the prophetic blessings that I have already released in faith. What does your soul most yearn for me to soothe before dawn? Share this prayer with that person you know also cries in secret, and to seal this first step of faith, write in the comments the word of your liberation, awaken. Because your cry has risen to the highest heavens, but you still need to discover the surprising truth about the invisible weight you have been carrying alone. I know deeply the pain you hold in your heart. The outside world looks at you and sees a fortress. They see your readiness to help, your haste to care for others, your apparent firmness in supporting everyone around you. But I see what happens inside your spirit. I feel the battles you face in complete silence. Those secret struggles you don't dare confess to anyone, for fear of not being understood or for refusing to be a burden to those you love. My sacred word testifies that I am near to those who have a broken heart, and I save those who are crushed in spirit. When anguish suffocates you, when you feel your inner self will give way under the weight of so many responsibilities, so many words you've had to swallow, so many broken promises and disappointments accumulated over the years, know that I am there. I collect every invisible tear your soul sheds in the darkness of solitude. The deep weariness you feel is not just in your mind. This is the exhaustion of a woman who has fought for a long time, always hoping that one day someone would notice her effort. I noticed. I witnessed your loyalty and your kindness, even in those moments when you were hurt by the one who should have been your support. However, there is a hidden purpose, a divine mystery about why I allowed certain battles to last so long in your life. There is a spiritual reason for the desert you have been crossing, something you have repeatedly questioned in your whispered prayers. The answer to this trial is about to transform your hope. But for that, you must keep your spirit connected to me. If my embrace has enveloped your soul at this moment, leave your gesture of approval. Sign up to always walk with me and send this truth to those who also suffer without complaining. Tell me, in the depths of your silence, what is the burden you can no longer bear to carry alone? To seal this relief, write in the comments the word of your surrender, understanding. Because what I'm about to reveal to you will change the way you see your most difficult nights. My beloved daughter, in the silence of this night when your strength seems exhausted, I come to water your soul with my infinite comfort. And in this atmosphere of healing and provision that we are building together, if it is possible for you, and only if it is possible, transform your gratitude into a seed of faith and love for this encounter of ours. Consider my magnificent love and the sacrifice of my Son Jesus, and support using the link in the description of this video and in the pinned comment. There you will find the place where your contribution of love can be deposited and consecrated before me, the Creator of all things. You can support with any amount. And always remember, offer only what fits in your heart in peace. I receive each gesture with eternal love. The amount doesn't matter. What matters to heaven is the purity of the heart with which one gives, for what seems little to your eyes may be much to the one who receives. Whoever contributes any amount with a sincere heart, please remember to leave your name and city along with your contribution. For on the first day of the following month, in a unique and special video on our channel and page, Divine Love, the Voice of God, your name will be remembered and mentioned in a prayer of gratitude, for it is written, "The soul that blesses will be strengthened and prosper in everything it puts its hands to." Every offering made in faith is a seed planted in fertile soil before me, your Lord, and I will not fail to make any of them bear fruit at the exact time of your harvest. I watch over your struggles in secret and reward you in the sight of all. Remain with me until the end of this message, because I still want to touch your heart with my voice. If your soul has found a safe haven here, leave your sign of affection, join this purpose of light, and spread this comfort to those who walk in darkness. Tell me with your inner voice, what do you wish to plant on my altar this morning? To record your act of trust, write your word of the day in the comments. Seed, for the spiritual mystery surrounding your physical exhaustion, is about to be unveiled in the coming moments. Many times you questioned the reason for such emotional exhaustion. There were mornings when your only desire was not to face the world, feeling the weight of an inexplicable sadness and a lack of energy that forced you to stop. You looked at the circumstances and felt frustrated by the doors that suddenly closed, by the projects that didn't move forward, and by the days when your own life seemed to stand still while everyone else's continued. What you called stagnation, I called a protective wall. What you cried out as a delay, I, your God, called a great deliverance. My sacred word clearly testifies that the Lord is the one who guards you. He is your protective shadow at your right hand. And that is exactly what I did in your desert. There were invisible traps prepared for your downfall. People who approached you with hidden intentions and paths that seemed perfect, but that would lead you to an abyss of endless anguish. To protect you from the storm you couldn't see, I used your exhaustion. I allowed your strength to temporarily dwindle to keep you still, exactly where you were sheltered under my wings. You shed tears for feeling powerless, never imagining that your momentary weakness was the divine shield that saved you from absolute evil. Now that the danger has been removed and the hunter's snare has been definitively broken, your weariness no longer has a reason to exist. However, what will we do with all the words you had to swallow during this time of silence and paralysis? There is a celestial answer that has already come from my throne, a turnaround that will directly affect all those who doubted you in your darkest days. If this revelation has lifted a burden from your shoulders, express your love by liking this message, join us by subscribing so you never miss my call, and share this comfort with a woman who is also exhausted without understanding why. Answer me from the depths of your heart. At what moment did your greatest weakness force you to stop and end up saving you from a great mistake? As a seal of this deliverance, write in the comments the word of your faith, shield. My court is already open to judge the pain of your silence. I clearly heard the nights when your throat tightened, when words of defense were ready to escape, but you chose silence so as not to destroy the peace of your home. You swallowed the incomprehension, accepted burdens that were not yours, and let the tears flow quietly, stifling the sobs so that no one would notice the magnitude of your pain. You even thought that, by remaining silent, your suffering would go unnoticed, forgotten by time, and ignored by all. But heaven never turns its back on the silent cry of a wounded woman. The sacred scriptures firmly assure us that the eyes of the Lord are upon the righteous, and his ears are open and attentive to their cry. Every tear that touched your pillow in the lonely early mornings was collected by me as a prayer of loud supplication. Your silence was not a sign of weakness, as many thought, but proof of an inner strength and a dignity that few possess. While the hearts around you judged you by appearances and demanded what you could not give, I was weighing the intentions of each one who rose up against you. The divine truth about your silence is that it reached me, and I, your righteous judge, have already raised my hand from the throne in your favor. The answer of justice you await, that intimate vindication for which you yearn, has already been released upon your life. Those who abused your kindness, who wounded your trust, and who scorned your sacrifice, will see with their own eyes my right hand lifting its head. You will not need to say a single word to defend yourself, for my grace will be your shield and your proof. However, for this divine justice to flood every space in your life, there is one last root of pain that needs to be uprooted from your heart today. A silent habit that binds you to the past and prevents your eyes from seeing the new path I have prepared. If you feel my balm closing your wounds at this moment, leave your sign of affection, seal your commitment with me by confirming your registration, and take this answer to those who also weep for injustices in the dark. Open your soul to me and answer. What was the most painful accusation or judgment you had to endure in silence? To mark the beginning of your restoration, write in the comments the word of your defense, justice. Because the companionship I offer you now will be the ultimate remedy for your daily healing. Your journey so far has been marked by weariness and hidden tears, but I did not call you to live helpless. I want to be your companion in the coldest dawns, the daily remedy that calms your heart when loneliness tightens its grip. If your heart desires to go deeper with me on this journey of healing, I have left you a gift in the form of a spiritual journey that I wrote with much love and affection for all my beloved daughters and sons. The digital book called Divine Love Devotional, The Voice of God. It was prepared with utmost care to accompany you day after day in absolute silence and profound intimacy with my spirit. Access to this wellspring of peace is also available via the link in this video's description and in the pinned comment. And so that your heart may rest and not be confused in any way, after you complete your simple registration, access will arrive directly in the email you registered, containing all the correct instructions step by step to begin your blessed reading. But listen carefully to what your Father tells you. If today is not possible for you, do not condemn yourself and do not blame yourself. Remain with me here because I will also sustain you with this living message. For it is written, He heals the brokenhearted and binds up their wounds. This eternal truth, preserved in the book of Psalms, chapter 147, verse 3, is my signature upon your restoration. This invitation is not an obligation, but an opportunity of love for those who seek constancy and comfort. If you feel my protective embrace at this moment, leave your sign of affection by liking this word, subscribe to Always Walk Close to Me, and share this hope with a friend who also needs shelter. Tell me deep within your being, what does your soul most need me to heal today? To seal your perseverance, write in the comments the word for your new journey, constancy. Remain steadfast, for the revelation about the end of your old cycle of pain will be revealed in the next movement of heaven. There was a time when you felt that your life was an endless repetition of deserts and disappointments. It seemed that, as soon as you got up from a fall, circumstances pushed you back to the ground of anguish. This cycle of pain, which at times seemed like a heavy inheritance or a habit of your own heart, has robbed you of the joy of dreaming about tomorrow. You looked at the horizon and only saw the heavy clouds of yesterday's battles, fearing that the future would only be an echo of your past suffering. But listen carefully to what your Creator is telling you now. The time for going in circles is over, for it is written in the book of Isaiah, chapter 43, verses 18 and 19. Do not remember the former things, nor consider the things of old. Behold, I will do a new thing. Now it shall spring forth, shall you not know it? I will even make a way in the wilderness and rivers in the desert. This is my signature on your new story. I am breaking the chains of that sorrow that seemed to be your only companion. What was once dry and cracked earth from the heat of trial will now feel the touch of my restoring rain. I am not merely closing your wounds. I am changing your identity and your direction. The woman who wept in secret and felt lost will be the same one who will witness my power in broad daylight. Do not fear what is behind you, for what I have for you ahead is infinitely greater than all that the wind has carried away. The journey we have taken together to this point was necessary for you to clear your eyes of the illusions of this world and learn to trust only in my sovereign voice. If you feel that the chains of the past have finally fallen to the ground, show your gratitude with your sign of approval. Join this family of faith by subscribing to the channel and share this liberation with that soul that feels trapped in a labyrinth of pain. Answer me from the depths of your spirit. What is the old memory that still causes you a tightness in your chest and that you surrender to me at this moment? To seal your entry into the promised land, write in the comments the word of your new beginning, liberation. Because the definitive answer I promised to whisper in your heart is about to be revealed in our final meeting. Your heart has walked beside me throughout this journey of revelation, and I felt each time your soul breathed a sigh of relief, and each time an invisible tear dried on your face. You did not arrive at this moment through human insistence, but because my spirit held your hand. The weariness that robbed you of peace was unmasked as a divine shield. Your silence, so often painful, was raised to my throne as a purest prayer and answered with celestial justice. And the ancient cycle of pain that bound you was finally broken by my word. This entire journey served to prepare you for the promise and the direction that will seal your destiny from this dawn onward. Now that your soul has heard everything and has been cleansed by the waters of my infinite love, it is time to receive the key that will open all the locked doors in your path. Remember the promise I made to you at the beginning, the clear answer, and the word of power that I would whisper to your heart if you remained with me in faith. Then open your spiritual ears and engrave this declaration on the tablet of your soul. For this is my answer of victory for your life. I can do all things through him who strengthens me. This is not a simple phrase, my daughter. It is the decree of your invincibility. It is the certainty that no struggle is too great when my strength works in your weakness. I ask you, as a father who consecrates the life of his beloved child, to write this same phrase here in the comments. Declare it with all the faith you have in your heart. For by writing, "I can do all things through him who strengthens me," you will be receiving the prophetic blessing that I have reserved exclusively for you, confirming to heaven your complete surrender. Our meeting does not end here. There are even deeper mysteries and consolations that I have prepared for you. I invite your spirit to continue in this harmony of peace, navigating through the prayers and messages that I have gathered in our list of sacred videos. In the silence of your room, in the quiet of your dawn, I will still come to you, for my mercy is your unshakable peace.